Tentsxpert. To satisfy two needs at once, make your home more self-sufficient and create a private spot to relax in the backyard. You can set up one of the domes from Tentsxpert. The whole structure of any of the available options with diameters of 20, 23, or 26 feet is made up of triangular photovoltaic glass that can produce 110, 220, or 380 volts and can generate roughly 10,000 watts of output power. As a spot for chilling out, the domes by Tentsxpert are an excellent choice. Inside, you can sit back comfortably during harsh weather conditions. A hybrid frame of steel and wood will keep you safe from rain, snow, and as the company says, strong winds. Additionally, being equipped with all the right furniture, integrated storage, water usage, and wastewater treatment, plus a lot of smart sensors, makes it possible to enjoy your time inside in total comfort. Giraffe. The tents from Tentsxpert generate energy only when the sun is out. To keep the batteries charged even without it, you can set up a Giraffe. That's exactly what the company Inventions called its original design. It really does look like this animal. But the important thing is that the Giraffe is equipped with 24 solar panels and a wind turbine that stands 39 feet tall. As a result, the company's solution can generate energy both day and night. The wind turbine has a capacity of up to 7.5 kilowatts, while the solar panels can go up to 9 kilowatts, which will allow for decent savings on electricity bills. However, to enjoy lower payments in the future, you'll need to pay a good chunk up front. Prices for solar systems start at $73,800 and can reach $110,700. Hydrodynamic Turbine. The sun and wind are generally unreliable sources of energy, so sometimes you won't be able to save on bills. However, if there's a river near your house, everything changes. In that case, you can set up a hydro turbine like that that'll produce energy as long as there's flow in the river, and there's always flow. This turbine operates quite simply. Water hits the screw, causing it to rotate. The spinning is transferred to a generator, which generates 5 kilowatts of energy and more, depending on the system size. The only problem with this way of generating electricity is the quite complex setup, especially if you want to produce a lot of energy and need a large turbine. Basically, this mechanism is a way to move water from lower-lying water bodies into irrigation channels. Archimedes is credited with its invention. It's interesting that it was only a few decades ago that people started using it to generate energy, even though it could have been done way earlier. Power pallet. Incredible but true, all power labs managed to fit a power plant and a processing facility on a mobile platform. I think the advantages of such a mobile solution don't really need to be explained. If you want, you can move it wherever you need. Plus, judging by the video, the company's solutions move effortlessly. One person can handle the task just fine. The stations run on practically endless fuel, biomass. This means you can load in walnut shells and other nut shells, wood chips, corn cobs, pellets, and a lot more. All of this burns, and the combustible gas is released or diverted and used as fuel for the engine, which works like an electric generator and can produce up to 20 kilowatts of energy. According to the creators, 22 pounds of biomass converted into electricity is equivalent to burning 1 gallon of diesel fuel. And diesel is way more expensive than what goes into the device. This way, all power labs made their station budget-friendly too. FreeSuns. If a person isn't attracted to typical solar panels, then FreeSuns offers a solution that you can't tell apart from the usual roofing materials. Take Solaris V-Diamond Terracotta, for instance. When you're up close, there are some features that reveal the photovoltaic elements, but from a few feet away, it's indistinguishable from regular tiles. There's also a replacement option for slate tiles that's similarly tough to tell apart from the standard stuff. And for those who prefer classic solar panels, FreeSuns has them covered too, with several versions that resemble them. In terms of energy production, there's nothing unusual here. Any of these solar tiles will be very effective in cutting down electricity bills. The least powerful tile generates up to 97 watts per 10 square feet, while the most powerful produces up to 150 watts on the same area. Sunshine Eco. On the ground or on the roof, such heaters from ISS can be placed anywhere. This high versatility comes from the fact that they're made of flexible tubes which can be moved, cut, and arranged without any hassle. Plus, they're super easy to store since the tubes can be rolled up and fit into smaller spaces. To heat the water with the heaters from the ISS, you only need the sun. No electricity or burning fuel required. Water from the pool circulates through a system of pipes, gradually warming up from the sunlight pouring down from above. Then it returns, turning the pool into a comfy relaxation spot, even when it's chilly outside. InfinityRack. It's not just roofs that can be solar, canopies can be too. What you see here are creations from the expert company in this area. InfinityRack designs canopies covering areas from 355 to 1,460 square feet, or carports from 440 to the same 1,460 square feet. All options are completely waterproof, protecting all the wiring of the photovoltaic elements, and they handle wind and heavy snow loads just fine. And now the key point, how much energy they produce. In this aspect, InfinityRack solutions are excellent. The canopies range from 6,900 to 28,750 watts in the biggest version with 50 panels. The carports have the same power if we're speaking about the top model, but the smallest model only generates 8,625 watts. Alma Solar. If you've ever considered what to put on your balcony for energy generation, here's a neat idea. Alma Solar's kits won't get in the way of anything on your balcony since they're set up behind the railing. Installation doesn't take too long. First, elements are placed on the panels that allow them to be mounted on the fence. Then there's additional fastening with bolts as well as connecting the panels to each other. Done. You now have free energy that doesn't take up useful space. Alma Solar offers kits with a total power of 860 and 1,500 watts, which come at different prices. The minimum kit with 2 solar panels costs $677, while the maximum option with 4 panels is $972. Helix. As you walk by a house where a quirky object is spinning in the backyard, don't be surprised. Most likely, its owner is trying to make the most of the wind for their purposes. The Helix wind turbine, according to Lovesuit, generates about 3,000 kilowatt hours per year, which is a significant contribution to overall energy savings. This output is possible because the turbine starts working at a relatively low wind speed of 8.7 miles per hour, and its rated power is generated at a wind speed of 36 miles per hour. On top of that, the turbine is pretty big. Its height is 13 feet and its diameter is 7 feet. This also affects the amount of energy produced. Greenpack. Do you remember the Giraffe that was in today's video? Let's just say it's pretty much the same thing, except now this is a solution designed for roof installation. That's why it has a small height of 19 feet and a compact base with a width of 16 feet. By the way, the base is self-supporting, which also makes it easier to install on buildings, and because of this, setup happens without changing the roof's waterproofing. Energy in this case is produced by solar panels and a wind turbine. The combined peak power reaches 5.8 kilowatt hours. It's worth mentioning that the whole system is designed to be as safe as possible. The materials are aluminum and stainless steel, which allowed Greenpack to successfully pass tests at wind speeds of up to 112 miles per hour. SunOyster. These systems generate 30% more energy than fixed solar panels pointing south and 50% more than those aligned east to west. This is all about these SunOyster systems. The reason for the greater performance is that the solution keeps an eye on the sun's position in the sky and changes its angle based on that info. By the way, the system also tracks the weather. When a storm rolls in, it folds up into a flat, protective shape. At SunOyster factories, they make several variations of systems. There is, as they claim, the perfect solution for a family of two, which has a peak power of around 1.9 kilowatts and generates 2,700 kilowatt hours per year. There's also a solar installation suitable for serving a larger number of people. It has a peak power of 7.5 kilowatts and generates 10,700 kilowatt hours a year. Girassol. Girassol heaters are a prime example of compactness. As the company claims, they take up 4 times less space than traditional counterparts. They consist of compact rolls rather than stretched tubes or large rigid systems with tanks. You can place many of these elements on roofs or walls. The solution from Girassol can even be installed on water collection barrels without any hassle. At the same time, the compactness and ease of installation didn't compromise performance. For example, the company claims their heating modules can handle high pressure and water flow. Girassol is so confident about this that they offer a 7-year warranty on their product, stating that the heaters can last over 10 years. Solimpeks. It might seem like we're looking at another set of solar panels. Yes, the devices from Solimpeks also use energy from the sun, but not to convert it into electricity. Rather, they heat water. The way it works is really simple. Water from the house flows into the collectors where there are special tubes. It gets warmed up by the sunlight that comes through the transparent top glass of the panels. Then the water either goes back into the house's plumbing system or is sent to be stored in a special tank. When it comes to selection, Solimpeks has plenty to offer. There are more than a dozen different models that vary in size, fluid volume, and many other features. Sango Build. Another company that helps turn roofs into a source of free energy is called Sango Build. It didn't try to hide her solution in any way. Each module looks like a photovoltaic cell, regardless of the model. Still, it's worth mentioning that those with an eye for aesthetics will be happy because the revamped roof looks modern and stylish. When it comes to the generated energy, it should be said that it really depends on the model of the coating. For instance, there's a solution named Titan, with each tile generating 90 watts, and there's the Apollo model whose modules put out 30 watts of energy. Pellet Duo. You can buy this solution from MB Tech for $5,000, which will greatly reduce your heating expenses. The device burns pellets, corn, flax, sunflower hulls, grains, cherry pits, or any other biomass, resulting in an increase in temperature over an area of 3,000 square feet. The manual firebox holds 18 gallons, plus there's an automatic hopper that can fit over 440 pounds of fuel. According to the manufacturer, burning 1 ton of pellets releases as much heat as using 1.6 tons of wood, 35 gallons of diesel fuel, and 48 gallons of oil. It's convenient that the device from MB Tech doesn't require a long and tedious setup. It has a controller that allows you to calibrate it without much hassle. Plus, thanks to this addition, the user can easily monitor the system's status in real time. HSL 900. If you live in a remote area where there's either no electricity at all or it's very unstable, then to enhance the security of your property, we recommend checking out a tower like this one. HSL 900 is a mobile solution, so the tower is very easy to transport. It features 3 solar panels of 315 watts each. The telescopic mast rises to 23 feet in height with a camera equipped with optical and 16x digital zoom. In addition, the HSL 900 has a backup 2 kilowatt diesel generator that helps out when the sun isn't shining. Thanks to this invention, you can easily monitor the area with video surveillance without a wired power source, which also helps save on your bills. Solenergy Max. What could be better than hiding from the sun under a canopy on the hottest day, using it to generate energy? The power you can get depends on many different factors like the overall size of the panels, the photovoltaic elements themselves, and a lot of other things, but it's important to mention that this solution will help lower your electricity bills and will eventually pay for itself. Meanwhile, we shouldn't forget that these canopies also save useful space that regular ground options would take up. Trident XII. With this device for $4,000, you can provide your house with water without any connection to a water supply. It generates water from the air, literally. The moisture contained in the airflows gets trapped in the device, stored up, and then can be used however the owner wants, for example, for drinking. And it's safe because besides collecting water, the device also filters it. What's more, minerals are even added to the water so you can drink it without any worries. In a day, you can get 12 gallons of drinking water with Trident XII, but don't forget about the electricity connection. The device needs energy to work. You can connect it to the main power grid or use solar panels, which can help save on water costs as well as on electricity. Amtrak Solar. Block solar fans are definitely energy savers, plus they're compact and easy to install. However, there are situations where you'd wish the panel and the main rotating part were separate, and that's where Amtrak Solar solutions come into play. Each one is a panel that links to the fan through a cable and doesn't need the 2 elements to be fastened into a single unit. Because of that, the solar module can be installed somewhere on the roof, while the rotating part can go in a fitting location. This means there's no need to drill holes in the roof or walls. The company has kits priced between $170 and $200, which differ in fan power and accordingly solar panel capacity. Grouphug. You can hang a panel like this on your window or charge your gadgets without plugging into an outlet. It's clear how to charge them during the day. There's sun, which means there's energy. What about at night? In the dark, charging can also occur because the solution has a 3,400 milliamp hour battery that gets charged during the day for 10 hours with a 10-watt solar panel. When the sun sets, the battery powers the gadgets. Speaking of gadgets, let's say there are connection problems here. There's only one USB-A port, and for USB-C you need an adapter. But the window device costs only $131. The story of the creator of this window solar charger is really interesting. Crystal Prasad was disappointed with the lack of attractive, affordable solar panels, so she made one herself. Then she went on Shark Tank and landed $150,000 in investments from billionaire Mark Cuban.